Good morning, you guys. Amber here. Okay, this morning, quick video on owning your own feelings. And there's like two particular situations, you guys, and they probably happened like one was in 2012 and then one was probably in 2011, right? And they just, things stick with you, right? So I remember being in Hawaii at a corporate event, and one of our mentors, I just remember being like standing around by the pool. It's like an evening party, and one of my and Jason mentors, we're just talking, right? And he's like, there's nobody on the planet that could ever say anything to me that would ever upset me, right? And this guy, he's probably like in his early to mid 70s, so experienced, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little soul. And I didn't get it, and I was like, Dennis, what does that mean? And we started having this conversation around people who say things like, I've got people that are close to me that'll say things like, well, that just really offends me, right? I'm like, oh gosh. And like, you guys just feel that energy, like, oh, that offends me. So like somebody says something that offends them, or they see something that offends them, or they watch something on TV and it offends them. Okay, look at my dog. Can you see my dog? Max. You see her? Max, what are you doing? Okay. Good news is she's getting healthy. Okay. So when he said that, isn't it funny how the sight or the smell, sometimes the experience of something that happens just sticks with you? So it's the one thing that has stuck with me for years. I was like, wouldn't it be great that if that was like an evolution for me, or a potential goal? I know that sounds funny to have like a consciousness goal, but an evolution of a consciousness goal that you owned your feelings so much that you didn't give over the rights to somebody else to make you mad. So Jason and I talk about this a lot. Like, no, I am responsible for my own feelings, right? Or he's responsible for his own feelings. And so when people say like, so-and-so made me mad, or so-and-so ticks me off, okay, or so-and-so makes me angry. No, like Jason and I have evolved that we're like, well, no, it's not a person that ticks it. Like, I am mad, right? Or I am angry, or I am sad, or I am frustrated. Whatever the feeling is, like, I'm going to own it, but I'm not going to put that on somebody else, because there's actually nothing that anybody can do. Like, I'm responsible for my own responses, for my own actions, my own decisions. So if Jason does something that kind of irritates, I mean, we've been married 20 years, right? And he's awesome, but I'm sure I do things that tick him off too, right? But we're at the point in our understanding of consciousness and emotions, that an emotion, like you guys, I talked about the consciousness scales on one of these previous videos. The consciousness scale is associated with an emotion, okay? So like guilt, right, might be an emotion that's on a lower level consciousness scale. Well, I'm not going to say somebody made me feel guilty. It's just like, I feel guilty, right? And so if you guys can evolve to the point where you're like, I always have to catch myself too, where you're not like putting that responsibility on somebody else, you're actually owning the responsibility. And you're just like, I'm just going to step up and take full responsibility. That when somebody does something and I get frustrated, right? Like I got frustrated. Then how do you evolve past the point that you don't? Okay. Just got a phone call from the vet. I got to figure out how to turn that off on Facebook Lives. Okay. So then the thing is, okay, so if I am frustrated or I am angry, like I have to identify what is it within me that allows the trigger to frustrate me. Okay. Doesn't happen much anymore, you guys. I do this a lot. I'm like, peace out. Because I just at a point where I'm not going to allow anybody really to mess too much with my emotions. I'm like, I'm good, I own it, I'm responsible, I control, okay? Now that is an evolution in itself. It's why I've done 20 some years of yoga, right? Is to understand that I am ultimately responsible for whatever I choose, right? So today we're talking emotions, you guys. But let's talk about the recent medical system and the experience that I've had, because that's been such a great teacher, you guys, in so many aspects, is this whole medical system, right? So you guys might know that like they would have given me 6 mammograms in 3 weeks, right? And it's just been super frustrating and irritating and like, what's the word? Like, it's almost like a movie. Like if I can step outside what's going on and I can watch it like a movie, it's almost entertainment. I was like, oh my gosh, this doctor said that, and then this one, and then this one, and then they want to do this, and then they want to biopsy, and then they want to put a metal clip. So if I can treat it like it's a piece of paper with checklists, okay, versus me getting so hooked or me getting so attached to what the doctor says or what the doctor doesn't say or how the doctor might make me feel. No, I mean, you guys, it was frustrating and educational. Like, as I watch these physicians and how they function, and I read the letters that I received with the like threats that I might die if I don't go forward and have a mammogram, right? Like, oh gosh, that was a test. It's like, right? The good Lord was like sending me test after test after test after test. Like, okay, so we're going to test you again and test you again and test you again. And just to see, like, I mean, there could be many lessons there, right? Today I'm just talking about the lesson of owning my feelings throughout that whole process was, can I be so much in control and so in tune and so tapped into my intuition that I don't allow physicians or the medical world, or I didn't tell many people, you guys, because the opinions of others, right? 97% of the population, right? It's just the way it works, 97 and 3%. 97% of the population is going to follow the traditional medical system. So you guys get, it was really important for me to stay away from 97% of the people that I might associate with that function at that level. And instead, I very much associate with the 3% of the people that that think like me, or I think like them, or they might consider doing something that I would do, so that my emotions didn't get so, you know, I mean, they were a little wrapped up, right? But they were wrapped up because I owned them. They weren't wrapped, I didn't say anything, you guys, like, oh my gosh, that doctor, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, I was like, at the end, I've just been kind of like amused through the whole process. So the idea also, you guys, lastly, isn't to be emotionless. Okay, so when Moxie was really sick, here she is, look, she's meditating, and she's just like adorable. She's meditating in the namaste chair, okay? So when she was really sick, oh my gosh, I was a hot mess, full of emotion, okay? And, oh gosh, no, I don't know what happened there. Oh boy. This is like, oh, I'm probably gonna be sideways now. Sorry guys, this is hilarious. This is like the Facebook Live gone crazy. The idea wasn't to be emotionless, you guys. Even the breast thing, it's not that I'm emotionless. It's that I'm tuned in enough to watch it like a movie, to identify, am I allowing a medical society to get me full of emotion, or am I just scared, right? Am I allowing a letter to like hook me and wind me up, or am I just uncertain of the future, right? So let's just say this. When you guys are like, I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm sad, just own it versus putting it on somebody else. And, okay, thanks, Cindy. I was like, this is crazy. Okay. Oh, instead of owning it, or instead of not owning it, you guys are putting it on somebody else and be like, my kid makes me mad, my husband makes me mad, right? Those doctors make me mad, right? Or sad, or frustrated, or feel guilty, or full of shame. You guys, it's okay to own them. Okay. But we'll be more responsible, and we'll likely have better outcome, and might evolve in our consciousness, you guys, and end up being happier humans if we take responsibility versus put the responsibility on somebody else. Okay, I'll be back later. I'll figure out how to shut this phone off.